Nope.
I don't know what's that in. Ellie, do you want to start?
Oh, yeah.
Or else we're never going to get anything done.
1, 2, 3.
Hi, welcome to Die 20!
And Anne's gone.
Oh my god.
You know. Oh god.
I'm sorry you said let's start. I thought I'd count us in.
No, there's our intro, done.
Oh, Barney,
Oh,
Oh god.
dearie me.
yeah, welcome to Die 20. What session is this? I've forgotten.
9.
No, you
9.
Uh-oh.
So, what I thought I'd do... Calm down in the back there. What I thought I'd do is... I've written like a bit of a description for what happened last session, you know, so like a recap for last session, but I've done it in a certain way. So, yeah, so basically, last session entailed two brothers, one incarcerated wrongly and was sent to the death row to get the chair. So the other brother snuck in. He's a construction builder, and he snuck in to break him out. That's prison break. Sorry, no, I got the wrong bit. That was prison break. A group of people incarcerated wrongly decide to break out of prison by digging a tunnel underneath the gates and sneaking the dirt out in their trousers. That's Great Escape. A bunch of twats get arrested for starting a fire and murdering a bunch of people in a warehouse and arguing about it. Welcome to session 9 of Neverwinter Eternal. Damon?
That was beautiful, well done. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, so...
Yeah.
I've just got Mr. Blobby and Tiny Tot stuck in my fucking head now. That's your prison guard. It's just going to come plodding in like it.
Then you got one person sat. You got one person sat in a cell with Sooty and Sweep. Just...
No puppets, you're just talking to Sooty and Sweep.
Dance.
What's that? You want to play your xylophone?
I'm sure they know.
fucking hell.
Oh dear.
Listen, right, so after the... I mean, let's not revisit it, but yeah, after the warehouse fiasco, you all decided to go back to the Blades Guild Hall, where you thought, oh, we'll be safe here. You were very quickly arrested and detained in the morning. And you were taken to the... I've forgotten.
Prison.
The Hall of Justice within the Protector's Enclave. Whilst there, you met Kelris, who is another prisoner in the cell opposite, who has given you very little details and a bit of a half-baked plan, but he reckons with all of you, you can probably do it, of maybe escaping the prison. You were currently, whilst you were debating this with him and between yourselves, a lot. Magda seems to be really up for this. This jailbreak. You were awaiting questioning. And I believe at the end of the session, Vale had just returned to your cell.
Miss.
So what?
What?
Was it Mr. Vale?
Mr. Vale. Yeah, that's his
Mr.
name.
Vale.
Mr. Vale.
Mr. Vale.
Wow.
Mr. Vale.
So, as you all sit in the cell, you hear the footsteps coming down the stone-paved corridor. You watch as Marshal Carrick Vale reappears in front of your cell. You hear lines of footfalls either side of him as guards re-enter the prison cells behind him. He stands and looks you all over for a second. He's like, right. Everyone line up. Hands behind backs.
Do it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You watch as 4 guards come. One opens the door, unlocks the gate, puts the keys back in like a little pouch on his back on his belt. I lost all my words this evening. They come in. They line up. Handcuffs back on. They go to handcuff you, Magda, but notice that you are heavily leaning on your stick. So instead, 2 guards basically shoulder you either side as you get ready to move. Vale turns to walk, starts walking. The guard starts shoving you along behind him. As you pass, you sort of see Kelris looking for a reaction from any of you as he watches you disappear out of the jail cell door. You are taken through. As you leave the jail cells, you go back down the sort of like dank corridor that leads down. As you come out, you remember coming down. Instead, he turns a different way, and you keep going down rather than back up. And it gets.
Can you hear me?
What's that?
I said, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Yay.
We're there.
Yeah.
He takes you down this big like winding stone staircase, and the further down you go, the damper the air gets. You start to see, like when you walked through the Hall of Justice through the main entrance, it was this grand like marble gold intricate building. As you go further down, you're starting to see moss and lichen grow on the stone walls around you. And for what seems like an age, you just walk. And when you think, how deep are we going? There's another staircase and another staircase. Eventually you come to this, and it is like the walls are wet. There's moss and lichen growing from all the cracks within the stones. It's almost hard to breathe down here. It's so like you can't catch your breath properly. You've noticed as you've been walking, a few of the guards have gone off in different directions. So there's about 6 guards now, and Vale still leading this. You come down into a hallway, and at the end you just see this large wooden door. And the door itself looks old, the wood's slightly damp and musty, moss and stuff growing on this as well. He stops just outside the door and he turns to face all of you. Right. When you go in, watch your tone and watch what you say. He opens the door, but then he stands back to allow you to pass through and motions for you all to walk in.
Is there, as we're walking in, is there anything obvious in the room? Like when they've opened the door, can we see anything straight away?
There is something very obvious when he opens the door, that it is pure black.
So you can't see anything.
Nope.
Walk in then.
Yep.
There are torches on the outside of this door, and your intelligence is okay. You theorize that it should be casting some light into the room for you to see, but it is almost just like a wall of dark in this doorway.
I walk in, sticking.
Indara's just going to walk straight
as
in.
I can.
Yeah, I'm going to walk in.
As you all go to walk, a guard steps in front, and he stops you one by one, and he undoes your shackles around your hands, and he just sort of throws them in a pile next to the door. As you walk in, you expect maybe the darkness to disappear. You've still got the collars on. You expect the darkness to disappear, but you literally just walk into black, and it's almost heavy as you are stood in there. Once or 7 of you, it's 7, isn't it? Yeah. Once or 7 of you have entered.
Can we tell if it's magical darkness? darkness on it?
You can
like those dark visionists. Can we see? Okay.
you can if you've got dark vision, you're still in complete darkness. So I would say that any spellcast, if you want, you could roll me an arcane check.
Yes, please.
Please.
Okay, let's go.
20 of the campaign. And that is such a waste.
Nice.
And that's ready. Nice.
Yeah.
That 20's are never a waste.
But you know what? I can't be complaining. That was my first one.
Anyone that got
clear as a
above?
whistle now.
I know, that's nice.
I
Well,
switched to my
I've got 4
phone.
plus something. So
Oh.
Yeah, that's much better.
Right.
Anyone above literally a 12, you can clearly see that this is some kind of magical darkness that has been cast. So as you all step inside, you get about a foot within the door and you sort of all stop in this darkness and you see Vale behind you still. You can see like the torchlight is casting on his back. You can see him fine. Just when you look into the room, you can't see anything. He looks at you, he smiles and he goes, "Good luck." As he shuts the door, leaving you in just complete darkness. You hear the door click and lock. And you find yourself in just like the darkest dark you've ever been in. Like you can see nothing.
I'd like to feel out and find Rin. To find Zachary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd say it's easy enough. You're all together, yeah.
Probably be doing the same, and then I would take him and try and retrace my steps back to the closest wall. So where we came from with the door, I'd kind of walk with my hand out.
Ooh,
to just
roll me a
feel
history.
back towards the door. Yeah, fair enough.
Like this is jarring. I don't know if you've ever been like in a really dark room or like a sensory tank or something like this. As soon as that door shuts and those lights disappear, your brains are like, "What the fuck?" You basically, you manage. You sort of go, right, I haven't moved, and you just start stepping backwards with your hand out, and you find the door.
Yeah,
and you're like, right, it's still there.
I'm not trying the door, but what I'm doing then is trying to like slowly feel my way around the wall so that I know where the edge is.
I was about to say as well. Can I go around the room and trace how big the room is? Try and feel for the ceiling, see how high the ceiling is. And stuff.
So you find the door, both of you, and then you start to find the wall, and you start to like make your way around, like feeling your way as you go.
Like
and
we're holding hands as well.
Yeah,
just leading. And you feel that it's not stone like the corridor outside, and it's not wet. It's smooth. And it's cold to the touch as you're going along. After, I'd say, about 10, 15 seconds of doing this, you all hear a voice. And it almost sounds like this voice is coming from everywhere, all at once. Like, for a split second, you're like, is this just in my head? And you hear this male voice through the darkness. Well, I suppose you're all wondering why you're here. No?
Yes.
Oh,
Alarm.
no. We were told to come here.
Do we
so-
recognise the voice?
Sorry, what did you say, Jen?
Well, we were told to come here, so I thought that's why we were here.
I mean, that's certainly the obvious answer. Why don't you
Sorry,
come?
who are you?
Take a seat. As he says, take
Where?
a seat.
We
You-
can't see.
You hear a tap, and the whole room just fills with light. Before you in this room, and it is like, fuck, shit. And like, it burns your eyes for a second as you readjust. And before you in this room, you see it's very similar to the upstairs of the Hall of Justice when you first entered. You see these perfectly polished marble walls. All of these sconces just ignite around the room, along the walls. You see bookshelves filled with books. In the middle of this table, you see... In the middle of this room, you see a table. And it's a long sort of mahogany polished table. You see 7 chairs one side, and on the other side, you see 2 chairs. In one chair... you see someone that all of you recognize straight away. You see an older gentleman, like this sort of perfectly groomed, like curly white beard, this sort of slick back white hair, darker skin, human, and you all recognize this person as Lord Neverwinter.
What?
Sat next to him. Who's been in Neverwinter the longest? It's Rin and Luna, isn't it?
Risen and Luna.
No, Risen and Luna. I got my R's mixed up. Can you both roll me a history check?
Advantage. Waste of time.
16.
16 and...
I got, with my advantage, a 3 and a 5, so a 4.
Risen,
Looking in a corner.
Risen, with your sort of investigation of the Blades before you joined, you don't recognise the person sat next to Neverember like you've seen them. You recognise them from descriptions you've heard, and you see this sort of frail old man sat in this chair. This sort of long white beard, long white hair pulled back into a plait. You see these like midnight blue robes covered with these silver arcane symbols. And you recognise this Risen just from the descriptions you've heard as Alaric Brightblade, the founder of the Blades.
Can I say that out loud? Can I say, oh shit, that's Alaric Brightblade?
Yeah, and as you do, you watch as he chuckles, and it is, yes, it is hilarious.
As the lights came on, me and Jacqueline just saw like,
yeah.
You're like this along the wall, then you're like, no, we aren't doing nothing. He sort of gestures out, and like you watch him, and he's sat there, and he is frail, he is old. There's like deep set wrinkles in his face, his eyes, but he exudes this power. Like with even sort of Neverember is sat next to him, sort of looking at him, waiting for him to take the lead. He motions to you all, please sit.
is there enough chairs for all of us?
There's 7 chairs lined up opposite the 2 of them on the other side of the table.
Sit down.
Who am I sitting next to?
Indara will take like a chair right on the...
Okay, I'm going to sit next to Indara.
I kind of let
Assume
go
you're all,
of
like,
Jack's hand
disarmed.
and then go and sit there.
We have,
Yeah,
we have
just in our
nothing.
like, sort of common clothes.
Be sat with Riz and Luna.
Yeah, so basically you're in either your normal clothes that you would wear anyway, so like Magda's in her normal clothes. If you wore armour, you're basically in your underclothes. So whatever you would wear under the armour, so like just simple top and pants sort of thing.
Yeah.
I lean over to Indara as we sit down, and I think quietly, I whisper, "Who's Alaric Brightblade?"
He
And I
sort
will
of
mutter back, he found... What's that?
Oh dear.
Yes.
oh dear indeed.
I was hoping it was loud enough.
He sort of you realise at this point that he's just heard everything you've said.
Who's that?
And he sort of shoots you a look, and he goes, "Don't be too alarmed either. And until you were arrested in my guild hall, I was unaware of you also."
It's not that I wasn't aware of you. I'm just not very bright.
Yes, well, I don't think any of you would Oh, really? Or else you wouldn't be sat here, would you?
No, probably
Yep.
not. No, I feel very much like I've been thrown back into a schoolroom, and I hate it.
I know. I'm not.
Yeah, Rin sort of like sat close to the desk, and he's just sort of like tracing stuff with his fingers on the table, not really looking up at anyone. He's gone very like, as if he's 15 again, and just like.
Indara, on the other hand, is just like leaning back in her chair, looking very comfortable.
She man-spreading.
Yes, she is. She's
Knees are like out here. Magnus like nudging your legs, like
nudging the legs. Yeah. Indara's just like.
You watch as Alariat leans forward and he like places his hands like crossed on the table in front of him. It appears you, Seven, have caused quite the stir recently.
Unintentionally. As you said, we are not bright.
Right, okay. Well, it seems we may still have a use for you. Hence why you're not still sat in that jail cell.
Oh.
And what would that use be?
Well, you lost something, didn't you?
We did.
I don't think we really found it. That's not close.
Did we?
He sort of smiles.
About the case.
Ah, yes.
The thing for the dapper tabaxi.
For the guy, yeah.
Yes.
Your fella.
He's not my fella.
This
no.
The thing you've lost is unimportant for now. I will find this. Now, what you have done is you've garnered the attention of somebody. So I don't want sniffing around my business and the business of the Blades. So this is what you're going to fix. I'm sure you've heard of her. Leader of the Centauri. You had a lovely chat with the lieutenant, did you not?
I don't think we got her name, he never said it.
There are a handful of people in this city that know the name of this woman. Sorry, I'm just going to turn this down a minute. It's very loud. Now, I'm not offering you a way back into the Blades. Unfortunately, you've ruined that. In fact, Lyra was very outspoken to even having this meeting with you at all. What I could do with is people who've disappeared, shall we say. People who won't be watched. And now everyone of any importance in this city, after the debacle at the Guildhall, seem to think you've been thrown in prison. And that's the way we'll keep it for a bit, I think. You watch as he's sort of talking. Neverwinter has just sat back in his chair listening to all of this and hasn't said a word. Now, what I want from you... You met Khan, is this correct? He goes into his robe, and he pulls out a stone, and he places it on the table. And you see on the stone there's a picture of a face with an open mouth. And I believe he gave you this. Is that correct? What I want is a Zentarium out of Neverwinter. And you're going to do it.
Is it a big amount?
What did you say?
Is there a large amount of Centarum in the sea?
He looks a bit ruffled for the first time, and he sort of like takes a big sigh. He's like, we don't know. We imagine with the Centaurium, there are probably a few. But she hides herself and her group very well. But you have a way in. He says, he taps the stone on the desk. You infiltrate the Zentarium, and you take it down from the inside. You do this. My friend Neverwinter here will give you a fresh start.
I mean, part of the issue is we would still need to find that item.
I will find the item. I still have the whole of the blades at my disposal. They'll be found quickly. That's not your problem anymore.
But Khan said that we had to find it so that we could give it to his boss so that she doesn't kill us herself.
Okay, so you use
I'm
this.
going to be able to protect us, shouldn't I?
Well, then you use this as your way in. Event a hunt
Good
for
work.
the item, but you need their help. You're on the run. Make up a story. You escaped from prison. In many ways, in.
Are the Zentarum heavily involved with the Underveil?
She has her ways in and out, I am led to believe. But none of that will matter once you've infiltrated them.
What do you want us to do once we have infiltrated them? What do we do then?
I want her dead.
That's it. No sneaking, no conniving, no nothing. You just want her dead.
I mean, you can't just walk in and kill her. There'll be some sneaking, I'm sure. She's coming far too
There's
close.
lots of conniving too close.
She's coming far too close to things that threaten the delicate balance of this city. Something the Blades uphold. Something that you clearly didn't understand when you joined. She needs to go.
And what is her name?
Why haven't you been? You know of her, but you don't know what she's called.
No,
Khan wouldn't tell us.
Never showed.
I'm sure he wouldn't. Her name is Natari.
You bastard.
Oh, ew.
Well,
Okay, that's fine. Not going to have a crisis playing this now. Good.
so just to be clear, the Blades do want this person dead.
I want this person dead.
You personally.
Yes, that's why I'm here.
I'm gonna look. It's Brightblade that's speaking, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look at Lord Neverember and not say anything but question with my eyes.
Like, you look over and you try and study him. This man is a politician. He is lord of this city. You get nothing. Like, his face is unmoving. He is not giving anything away in expressions. He is just sat, listening.
I direct my question at him. So, what do you get out of this?
Me. He sort of leans forward, and now you see, like, as he sits up, because he's been like slumped in his chair this whole time, his arms crossed, he leans forward, and you see like the big gold chain with like the symbol of Neverwinter, and you see this huge fur cloak he's wearing, and he sits forward, he leans forward. I get the balance of my city protected. The city I fought so hard to rebuild.
Why are the Zentarum such a threat?
He sort of looks at you, and Alaric starts speaking.
Keep my eye contact with him.
There are things in this city. They're so old. Been here a long time. They must be protected. If they fall into the wrong hands, they are lost to time. This city will crumble again. 20 years ago, I swore a vow to this city, one I intend to uphold until the day I die. Tatari Balmine is getting very close to these things, and I don't know why. But she has announced herself a threat by doing so.
There are also 3 very outward threats that should probably be carried on looking into.
Such as?
I look back at him, and I'm like, oh, did she not tell you?
I don't do riddles, dear boy. I have a lot of information and a lot of people I'm watching, so if you've got something to say, say it.
Would I still have my notebook on me?
No.
Okay, cool. Then I don't know what next.
There were people that we were sent to find. People who were threats.
He looks at you, and you see like a half smile come across his face, and he's like, they are threats. Not huge, hence why you were tasked with them. They will be dealt with.
I was actually told to speak to you about the threat my 3 were looking into. I was also told I'd probably never get an audience, but here I am.
And all you had to do was burn down part of the city. Well done.
We should have done it earlier.
He does a little laugh, but doesn't say anything else. He does like a small chuckle.
I lean forward and look at Risen.
That
Oh, sorry.
it wasn't. We didn't do it like malevolently. We weren't just like, oh yeah, fuck it, let's turn it down. It was an accident.
It was a costly.
I know it was a big
accident.
accident. I can understand that.
It was a very big accident. They very nearly killed a lot of people if it wasn't for the city
and
guard.
Of course, like, no, it's incredibly regretful, and all of us do regret that. Yeah. We weren't like, let's burn the city down.
Well, that's nice to hear, but it still happened. You. He looks at you, Risen. What was your question?
Would you be willing to talk to me about Falazar?
Yes, I'd heard the rumours from Lyra. What about him?
I was just told that you would be the best person to ask. I wasn't told what questions would be best to ask. I don't know if it even matters now. We're not actually looking into it, but call it a personal investment now.
And who have you already spoken to about Salazar?
Brother Anthus.
Brother Anthus. Also spoken to.
Neither.
Bear with. Hang on.
Wraith speaks.
Brother Anthus was the main one. He was very helpful. They used to be close. There does also seem to be a Warforged who I haven't spoken to but have had quite a lot of contact with, who seems to be guiding us in the right direction.
I remember Anthus well. One of my most trusted back in the beginning. A Warforged.
Yeah.
You describe him.
Tall, wears a cloak, has a habit of jumping from roof to roof on buildings and guiding us in the right direction that way. About all we've seen of him, really.
He smiles, and you watch as he dips his hand into his robe and he pulls out this small device. And it almost looks like a pocket watch until you look closer and you see there's like 4 or 5 buttons inlaid into this thing. You watch as he presses one, and this sort of like green light hums from his palm. And then almost as if stepping out of the marble itself behind him, he watches this figure standing about 8.5 feet tall, in this long cloak that shimmers from marble to black, with green eyes peering out from underneath. Steps into view directly behind him. Does he look like this?
A little bit, yeah. Can I do my...
You wave, and he doesn't move. He doesn't wave back.
Oh, that's rude.
So you just had it following us?
He... not following. But he keeps an eye on things for me.
Why? You just said yourself this was small fry, this wasn't anything you needed to concern yourself with. Why did you have a Warforged following us?
And you, the package. I'd become aware that Corvin and Tatari were involved and took interest in this also. So I sent him out to watch. And then he sort of turns to look, and by your story, he does seem to have been doing things of his own accord. You watch as he says this, you watch as like this big hulking figure just sort of takes like half a step back away from Valeriac and his head bows lower. But you don't need to worry about him. You watch as he presses the button again. And it honestly, like, you are staring and he just disappears into the wall. Like, you watch as like the cloak shimmers and he's just gone again.
Did you kill Tall Fellow?
Tall Fellow? No.
And I look behind him at where it's just disappeared.
What?
Did it kill Tall Fellow?
It doesn't kill. It watches. It's what it was built for. No, but I will find out who killed Tall Fellow, and I will retrieve the package. But you now have a decision to make. You can go back to your little jail cell, and you can try a feeble attempt at an escape of that idiot up there. Or go and say hello to your old friend Khan.
Don't know
This
if I
feels
use
like-
lifeboat option 2.
Well, can I ask a question? Because this feels like quite a big decision, and there's one thing I'm just not quite clear on.
Is this an actual question?
Yes. I think it's quite important.
So, okay.
What does infiltrate mean?
Yeah. Lara said you were rather endearing, but I don't see it myself.
Quiet taste might be a better descriptor.
I have an actual question.
I lean
Yes.
into Max. It means like get in without being noticed.
Oh, I'm actually quite good at that.
She is, actually, funnily enough.
My question is this. Even that happened behind me. What do you mean by a fresh start? We do this for you.
Well, you won't go back to jail. You do this, you get to go free.
And back into the city.
All charges dropped.
How
And any other that you may have gotten over the years might also disappear.
What about any that we might fire while we're doing this job for you?
Whilst you are working for me, the city guard will not interfere. You see Neverwinter sat next to him and just nod.
We won't come out of this with all charges dropped, but a new charge for murder hovering over us, no?
No, you will have done the city a service.
What's our degree of morality when it comes to that?
I'm struggling to hear you, Ant, sorry.
Yeah, lots of
So-
wind.
What degree of morality does that entail?
Well, that's your own. That's a question for yourself, isn't it?
Well, I mean, if we accidentally burn a factory down, will we be on top of this?
Maybe don't go around burning stuff down and murdering in alleyways, so you don't get
It's a
noticed by
hypothetical,
people.
you know.
We don't tend to plan for that sort of thing. It just kind of happens, apparently. But we will try not to let it happen again.
You will
Being
have
stripped of
no.
one that was accidental.
You will have no outward support from the Blades. We cannot be seen working with you. He motions to the room around him and the door, and he's like, hence all of this. You will act of your own accord. Your decisions are your own, and whatever consequences from other people are also yours. As far as I'm concerned, you are fully dispensable.
How are we meant to convince the Zentarum that you just let us go? Or won't they think it's a bit funny that we're not,
we'll
dead?
We'll make up a story. It's fine.
Neverwinter leans forward at this point. The story has already been fabricated. You escape.
What if someone with the collars, and I know they're very new. It's unlikely we'll find someone in town to remove them, no?
Valeria speaks again, and he leans back, and you watch as his hands go under the table, and you hear the shuffling and the scraping of wood against wood. And he pulls out another device. This time it is just like a small shard of metal, and he rolls it in his hands, and he like pulls it between his fingers, and he watches it hovers in the air, and he just flicks the bottom, and it starts to spin, and you watch this red glow come from it as it starts to spin. As it does, one by one, you hear like, and your collars like pop open, and he takes it and puts it back under the table from wherever it came from. Does that answer your question?
Perfect.
I mean, I wasn't going to let you go in there completely defenseless. She'd murder you all.
May well murder us all anyway.
How do you expect us to get them to leave?
Well, that's entirely up to you, isn't it? After you leave this room, we have no more contact. This is your job. Complete it or die trying. Or you could go back to jail.
How long were we waiting in the prison cell?
It wasn't long, like an hour and a half.
So I've
max.
still got the damage that the collar did to me on me. Can we have like half hour to discuss this? Obviously, it's a big decision.
He looks at you and he looks at Neverwinter. Neverwinter nods. He goes, of course.
So I don't
They
want
both-
to remove all individuals. So I don't want to speak for everyone. Reason.
He as they both stand and push their chairs back away from the table. As he does, he sort of flicks the stone across the table, and it just like comes to a stop right in front of you.
The sending stone.
The sending stone from Khan, yes. He turns, he waves his hands, and you watch as one of the bookcases sinks into the wall and like slides out of view. Half an hour. As they turn around and they walk out, and you watch as the bookcase slides back and you are left alone in the room.
Pick up the sending stone in my pocket.
Cool.
Take my collar off and just fling it as far as I
Same.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Same.
Very excited to get that off.
I keep it. I take it off, but I keep it.
I keep mine
Probably
as well.
I'm like,
I'm gonna say you've got nothing on you, so if like, you
I'm
just
just gonna keep hold of it. Yeah.
hooking it on my belt or something, you know.
Where did the Warforged disappear into?
As far as your eye saw, he just disappeared into the wall.
When it existed, was it like? Did it look solid or did it look like a hologram or something?
Like
I'm
suddenly-
gonna-
image.
I am going to just wander over to where it disappeared and just gently feel my hand on the wall.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
don't know.
No idea.
As you do, you just hear a low voice going, "Get off my dick."
Hilarious.
Thanks.
Fucking high dick. Jesus.
it's just long.
I'm not. We're not going to get into the semantics of this. Whatever floats your boat. You know what? Whatever floats your boat, man.
No, the wall is smooth. There's nothing there.
Tap on it very gently.
It sounds
No.
like a marble wall.
Gaffer, guys. do we think? I think seems like an obvious choice, right?
I mean, it's an obvious choice
I'll
to me.
speak
but
at once.
Everyone else.
I don't think.
Well, I mean, it's like do the thing that I want to do.
I feel like it is our best option to be out. We take a risky escape plan. We are wanted and hunted, and it will be
That's
difficult.
assuming we
Or
manage
take
it, which I
this,
don't think we will.
and
I mean, I'm wondering if they can do a bit of theatrics that like pretend we're escaping, so then it's believable or something.
I mean, he did say they'd already come up with the story.
Yeah.
I'd hope
Yeah,
he
but if we
was
have like
doing.
He's gonna-
something like that, maybe it seems a little bit more believable. Because I can imagine some of their agents are probably looking.
Be better if we snuck out quietly in the story, so they've probably said that. No one's going to want to talk to us if we made explosions and whatnots to get out and hurt more
true.
people.
He's going to
It's
see.
not
At least some
But we're staying in Neverwinter. We need to be able to talk to people.
yeah, but something to look like that we're trustworthy to these people.
would imagine they've already thought that. They want us to get in. They want to make it look good.
So we can't be
All they
going
need
walking
is our
around in daylight for a
cooperation.
while.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
No.
Unless we have
I can.
disguise.
Disguises would be a good idea.
Well, all I'm saying is if we need anything in the city, then I can go out.
I mean, should we stay in one place rather than spread out?
Well, presumably we can. I'm still looking at the wall, by the way. I mean, presumably we can't go back.
Talking to the group
where we've been staying. Yeah. Presumably we can't go back to where we're staying.
Where will we stay?
We'll go from tavern to tavern.
Somewhere. And I mean, let's admit it. We're going to be followed, and I again tap on the wall, like a different section of wall.
Still just a wall.
Yeah.
Well, we're 100% going to be followed
So we keep moving, as if we are on the
by the
run.
blades. Yeah.
We don't stay in
We've
the
got to make a
tavern
bit of
too
a show
long.
of
We
it, I
move
think.
up. Yeah, we keep to the
We
dark
stick
and
to the bad bits of town.
Well, I hope I'd get my cloth back then.
No more
Assuming we'll
comfortable.
get our
Cool. I
stuff
can
back.
imagine we'll get our stuff back.
Fucking better, dude.
He looks down at his missing harmonica.
I'd be more concerned about that mouse you bought. It hasn't been fed in days.
I was going to say I've definitely fed my budgie.
It's a weird sentence, aren't they?
Well,
That is a
I love
weird
pudgies.
sentence. Has to.
That's
So, is this what we're doing?
if we were in agreement, I speak for anyone else. I think that's no sense.
Yeah, they're going to drop all charges, even like past ones, which would be very good. So,
But I mean, getting that done. I mean, well,
I think it's a
I don't
no-brainer.
wanna pry. I don't want to pry, but you go against it. Right?
nothing you need to worry about right now. But they
Okay.
clearly know something, and I'm not too keen on having that on my head.
It's not what we need to worry about now, anyway.
Who do you think this Tatari is?
Sounds like a
Trouble
bitch.
was the kind of thing.
You shut up. You shut up.
Sounds like a
What do you
really
mean you should? Why are
boring
you? Oh
person.
God! Why are you defending us so much?
I think her sister sounds like a knob.
They both were.
What else?
I think it started on her sister's weird dead wife either.
Anyway, spoilers.
What else do you think they're? What else do you think they've? What else do you think they've got planned?
What, for us?
I mean,
or
we're not
to
going to be
deal
the
with
only.
the Centarum?
We're not going to be the only people they must have done this with.
I
I'm
think
sure
maybe
they've tried
they're
this
just
before.
expendable people.
Yeah, I feel like expendable.
I mean, they literally said it, wasn't it?
Yeah, expendable people who you can actually legitimately call expendable
Like,
without
yeah,
coercion.
barrow fodder, innit?
Yeah, people in our scenario probably don't come up very much.
Is it coming up to
Always
half
knew
hour
that.
mark?
Always.
Is it coming up to
There
half
you go,
hour?
James. Yeah, it's getting there.
Always knew there'd be another side to the blades.
Always is.
Well, I mean, that's literally the.
Oh, there are other sides to every large.
I give you a really hard glare.
Oh, you're
Like,
giving Magda a
I'm
run for her
not
money there.
It today.
I'm thinking the same. Get off my dumb turf, Ant.
No, I literally I nudge. I nudge Magda, right? Because there's two sides to most plates. That was the joke.
I understood that one.
Most blades.
But I do think it's quite funny that you're being silly now when you were in such a grump with me before.
I'm really grumpy. I'm not grumpy with you, mate.
You were grumpy. You were very
I don't
grumpy
think
in the cell.
This isn't really important right now.
Well, it might not be important to you.
Well, I'm not saying it's
I
not
mean-
important to me. I'm just saying right now it's not that important. We've all agreed that we're going to do this, but after this, what's the plan? Are we going to go lay low for a day or two and then get on with it? Do we have a time scale?
Well,
I think
Maybe when they come back,
it
we
is
should
more
ask.
believable if we lay low for a few days.
I mean, I think the
It's
time's
not
a good shout. We should ask them when they get back.
We can't
Also-
do too much lying about because we do have things we have to do.
Oh, it's
Well,
like
yeah.
just hide. It's just staying hidden from people for a bit, Mac.
Oh.
Not like actually lying down.
But anything
would
we
also
are going
lie
to do
down.
for the blades is
No.
gone.
who's to say that
You
Khan
just
isn't
double
watching
down
us?
there, didn't you?
I mean, who's to say that we won't be watched by Khan as well?
That's
I
Oh,
think
really
we're going to be
he'll be
watched by
Actors
everyone.
are on the run.
I think we're going to be watched by everyone.
so
I
we
think
lay
maybe
low.
we'll-
Guards, blades, and siren, everyone.
We figure out.
Which is why we find somewhere to lay quietly for a few days.
I look over to Luna and it's like, well, your pub seems a bit dodgy. Do you think we could stay there for the first month?
It's not fucking dodgy.
Hey.
It was in the bad part of town.
Doesn't matter. It's not dodgy. We're not going back there. We got all our stuff anyway. We're not taking any trouble back to her.
Absolutely not, no.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
We want somewhere actually dodgy to lay low. I'm sure we can find somewhere, or we can head out of town and lie low.
How about the,
I mean,
I'm gonna look at Magda and be
you've
like,
been to the dodgiest
I
pub.
was about to say, how about the iron flagon?
Mhm.
Do they have rooms there? Do we remember?
There were rooms, yeah.
Yeah, it was an inn.
The only downside of going to the Iron
I
Flagon
mean-
is Corvin's there.
That doesn't sound like a downside to me.
well,
Put it
Just
away,
lost
Magda.
the package.
I mean, how about your place? And I point.
We lost
I
his
nod.
package.
I nod
That's
over to
downside to
Magda.
Not the package
mean-
Magda's thinking of.
Yes, it is.
As about your place, and I nod at Magda, and I'm like, I mean, they're all in masks, aren't they?
No. And Magda might be able to pass, but the rest of us, I get by being the hunt mistress. Everybody
What are
else,
you talking about? Completely conspicuous.
No.
It was a joke.
While everyone's talking about which pub to go to or wherever to stay, can I think of anywhere that's like a tavern with rooms that don't ask too many questions in a quiet part of town type thing? From the years of being here.
Roll. You can
But in a
roll
similar
me-
sense as well, like, what's the dodgiest part of town?
Roll me a survival.
I can do that with advantage. Just do very well.
Can I cast guidance on you?
That's right, 18. I got an 18.
You can now.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
blows up in your face. 18.
So yeah, you know of a few places. I mean, if you didn't have history there, the Board Laid Bare would be a good place to lay low, and you do think about that. There is also, there are mostly places within the River District, which was already sort of the dodgy, rundown part of the city, even more so after the events of the last couple of days. There is a tavern called the Fallen Tower. So it's well known, but it's very secretive within itself. Like the rooms there, so you know the Fallen Tower, you know the sort of stories of the Fallen Tower. It's in the River District, in the ruins of an ancient wizard's tower.
Okay.
Not a lot of people go there. It's mostly adventurers. There's a lot of rumours of hauntings and strange occurrences from people who stay there. So it wouldn't be a well-frequented place by anyone that would be potentially looking for you.
I relay that. That could be a good place to stay for a couple of days.
Why don't we
Might
start
just
there?
start.
Sounds like your best option.
I'd like not to go someplace every day. It's a bit. I think it'll take it out of us a bit more. If we stay somewhere like maybe 2 days.
But yeah, we'll have to keep moving, unfortunately. But after the first day,
Yeah,
we can
yeah.
probably go back, sneak into the ball again, have a decent meal. But we need to get cloaks and stuff to hide who we are.
Well,
Yeah, I mean,
maybe they can provide. And I gesture towards the bookcase.
I doubt.
I look over at Rin and
It
say,
would look a little. It would look a little
should-
suspicious if we broke out of prison and had handy dandy disguises.
But also, we're going to look a bit suspicious if we're going on the run in our pants.
We'll get our stuff.
This is-
So can we also go on the run in our pants, please?
You can. You crack on, Magda.
Jackarin, I think we should probably cut our beards and shave our heads. Big bald arseholes ain't gonna make anybody raise their eyebrows and touch it.
I think
hate
you're
to say
right,
it,
Anne.
also your whole armor, you're going to have to hide your symbols of God. She's
I mean,
distinctive.
I'm over it anyway, to be honest with you.
But I only
Awesome.
took 9 sessions.
Stays.
Yeah.
He
9
stays.
sessions. I'm with God.
He stays.
I mean, I think it was last session that happened. To be fair,
He stays completely
I
silent
mean, he's like,
and
it's like Thalia on steroids.
walks to the other side of the room. And says, "It keeps us safe. Then we will do that."
I'll walk over it too. I think it will. Yeah. The less we get on, better.
We'll get some shabby clothes, get some shabby looks to us, and just go and hide out for a few days. We'll be fine.
Oh, I hate shabby.
Maybe see if we get some armor that isn't marked as Lily.
I'm sure we can figure something out.
Even if it is just some sort of cloth as the front.
Something, yeah. Well, I think we're in agreement.
I think so.
You,
Best of a bad bunch of options, I think.
go on.
Just because we're in the room anyway, there isn't anything under the table or anything. There aren't any drawers to it, are there?
You having a look?
Yeah.
Roll me investigation.
Oh, I'm gonna get done for
guidance.
stealing now.
Guidance.
What does guidance do?
That's
Yeah, you get a +4. You get a D4 to your roll.
face. It is
Such a face like that, guidance.
8, 11, 11.
Not that you can see.
Well, what are you looking at, bro?
Flat bottom table.
Cool. Oh, he because you've now reminded him of the conversation. He's probably distracted by that, if I'm honest. He is also visibly avoiding eye contact with you, Rin.
What are you looking at? What are you
Just
trying to
checking
find?
out this, and I just kick the table and then walk off.
I mean, so mature. I look over at anyone that like catches my eye and like I'm rolling my eyes as if they know what I'm talking about. Like, oh, siblings.
I roll.
I know siblings, but I'm in a grump with you.
I
I know
look away
siblings, but I never got on with mine.
You hear the sound of wood scraping on stone, and you turn and you see the bookcase that they left reopen, and this time you see only Alariac re-enters. He comes and sits back down opposite. So, has the decision been
Like I
reached?
so want to just sit next to them. I'm not going to.
We'll do it.
No, it's on the opposite side.
I thought so. Now, as this will probably be the last time we see each other,
We feel like you can ask a couple of questions.
yes.
Is there a time scale? So when you want this done?
Sooner rather than later. But it will take
That's
you
very
a
vague.
while. It will take you a while to earn your way in, I'm sure. But I'll be watching from afar. I'll know when it happens.
Do you have any pointers or people of interest that might have get into this?
There is one. A not well-known fact throughout the city. Tatari has a sister.
And
That'd
then
be your
there's
first point. Her name's Lycera.
Sarah.
How's that ghost?
Okay. Well,
If you're
they're
looking-
active in the city. Where will they be hanging out?
Exactly where they are. You find her at the College of Harmonious Verses. She teaches there.
Makes sense.
I do not want the sister harmed, unless it's absolutely necessary for leverage or something else.
Did you not think there'll be some ramifications on killing our sister?
I didn't get that again, sorry, Ant.
Do you not think there'll be any consequences on like killing her sister?
I don't suppose she'll be too happy about it, no. We'll maybe start there, is your way in.
The College of Harmonious Voices.
Versus.
Verses.
So I would say that most of you would know this. I'd say more than likely Rin and Jacqueline. You would definitely have heard of this, and Indara actually, because of
Music.
educated family. This is a prestigious bard college, like one of the best on the coast. So like you instantly recognize the name. She also does shows within the Moonstone every so often with her wife.
And the wife is who? I mean, have you got like a dossier or something that you can give us?
He looks at you, raises an eyebrow, and then looks at you in your pants and your shirt.
I mean, like I'm a sort of like
That's
canon
different,
of like
Bosty, eh?
I read these like sort of spy novels or something. The Merchant of Neverwinter.
Her wife is called Sia. I'm unsure if Leslie and Tatari have any contact. We do not know of any. I'm presuming if anybody would know.
Strange sisters.
If anybody would know.
Get a little
Ian,
bit excited
Okay,
because
right.
it's like the story's unfolding a little bit, and I'm like, estranged sisters.
You can start there, you can start with Khan, whatever you decide.
I mean, you know that she is going to want us to find the box.
I expect so. So use it.
That
Use it as your way in.
My last
I mean,
question
we're already
slash-
finding the box.
I'm sure you'll come up with something.
so
I need
last
to make one
question
thing.
slash request
Yes.
is that I tried to do some magic when I had the collar on, and it hurt me. And
I was silly.
you anyone I know being experienced patients and all. Would someone help me?
I just go. I'm gonna.
I genuinely missed it again.
Can
Sorry.
someone
Anne.
heal me?
Oh, it's okay. Can
Heal.
someone heal me, please?
I roll my eyes and go over and do cure wounds.
I
He-
need anything like say. Oh,
He looks at you. He looks at you a bit quizzically, but doesn't say anything. But I don't. Roll me an insight.
10 HP back.
10.
Right. Um, so, 12.
That's fine. He gives you a look as if like, I know what you can do. Do it yourself.
I'm gonna fucking spend stealth slots.
I roll my eyes, I lay my hand on him, and I just give him 10 HP back.
as you do it, I'm like, actually, I also did a silly thing, and I'm also quite hurt. If you don't mind.
Indara will go cure wounds.
Thank you,
Quick
Val.
question: are we gonna get our stuff back? before we
Unfortunately,
go?
Magna, you only get 9 points back.
That's all right.
He looks at
Thanks.
you, Luna, and you watch as it just sort of appears in his hand, that sort of round thing with the buttons on again. He presses the button, and behind you, you hear the softest of landings on the stone floor as you turn around and you see this figure again, but this time holding a chest. He puts the chest down on the floor and just disappears back into the wall. That stuff.
So, sorry, it was the same Warforged.
Mm.
What colour was his eyes?
Green.
But yeah, that stuff. Thank you.
Like I said before, I'm not expecting you to go into this unarmed.
Fucking mimic.
But I do need to make one thing clear. If this is not completed, you decide to run or shirk this debt owed to us, a bounty will be placed and you will be hunted. Do you understand?
First, my life very miserable. Fantastic. I like this.
Oh, I'm sure, Indar, if your father heard of this, he'd be even more disappointed than he already is.
I don't think he can get much more disappointed, quite honestly.
Hey, that's not very nice to say.
You don't know my father.
Maybe I'll ask him next time I see him.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be exceedingly reluctant to speak about me. He usually is.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I know you're not the founder of the Blades and stuff, but what do I need to be? Me?
Oh, he's only speaking the truth.
Don't be mean.
No.
To
He's
the
being
murderers.
very he's being very like he's being very like cutting, and we'll do the thing that you asked, but
Well, we did really fuck up.
It bothers me.
I know we fucked up, but we're trying to rectify it. There's no need to be like.
He's giving us a way out of jail.
I know.
And what he's saying,
we're obviously taking it, but
Ben, what he's saying to me about my father only bothers me. It would only upset me if it bothered me. But what he's saying is true, so it does not upset me.
To be fair, Rin, I am quite grateful not to have to do a bit of a half-baked escape from prison. And in fairness, Indara's father really doesn't like her.
He leans forward
Hellish.
And he locks eyes with you, Rin.
I'm like sort of.
It's a lot of judging and morality from. I mean, do you speak to yourself? Do you speak to yourself this way whilst you're smashing in heads?
I think that was an accident. And it wasn't his head; it was his jaw. I mean,
and in the alleyway. That was accident as well, was it?
I made a guy drop his weapons.
It was self-defense.
Yeah, they attacked us. Especially in the alleyway. I mean, I completely regret what I did to that guy. Got a little bit caught up in the moment. I understand, but there's no need to be cruel to someone.
I'm not cruel. I do what is best for the city. You will understand once you make your way in.
I know.
There is a delicate balance that holds this city together. It needs to be preserved. You've upset the balance. You will now fix it.
Yeah.
What will you do about Corvin?
Corvin? I will do nothing. I made no deal with Corvin. You did.
Corvin is up.
I mean, he sort of made a deal with the Blades, if I'm honest.
Did he, though?
Yeah, he did.
Because I don't believe when he realises that it's not happened, it won't be the Blades he comes after, will it? And as you are no longer part of the Blades, not my problem. Your stuff is there. He waves his hand. And you watch as another section of the bookcase slides back and opens. This will bring you out underneath the Sleeping Dragon Bridge. I think we're done here.
What story are we telling? For how we escaped?
Nothing too complicated. Something simple.
You said you had a story planned. What are we telling people just so things match up?
Well, you won't need to tell anyone anything, will you?
Zentara, I'm not going to ask questions.
You escaped. Make it clumsy, or else I never believe it. Lucky. We will
I'll
do
do.
the same.
Okay.
A bumble transfer, let's say.
Okay, yeah.
Luna's going to go get his stuff.
Have a chat.
I'm also going to
I
grab my
think
stuff. I'm very pleased to have my cloth back. I'm like cleaning myself with it.
I feel like this is obvious. But this meeting never occurred.
I don't think anyone would believe us anyway, would they?
Probably not.
Say hello to my
Off you
father
go.
next time you see him.
Oh, I will. He's in town soon.
Oh, good. I shall disappoint him further.
I'm sure
He
he will.
sounds like a very nice guy.
Off you go now. And for what it's worth, good luck.
Thank you.
You're going to need it.
I'm going to start cleaning Indara.
Dara's just going to back her hands away.
I'm just going to slap her hand when she starts trying to
I
bat
can't
me.
remember if it was just like the tabard or the armor that was embossed or anything with Lily.
I think most of your stuff is like either stitched in or it's been engraved from what you gave me.
Hey, Matt,
Yeah.
does that cloth only
Even
work-
like the
Or
harmonica,
unwanted symbols?
he's got an engraving of Lily on it,
Mm-hmm.
which
So
is
what
my
did you
son's focus.
What did you say, Freya?
I was asking Magda if her cloth only worked on dirt or if it would work on unwanted symbols as well. Does seem very good.
It's only dirt, I'm afraid. I think it would probably make that symbol look even more obvious.
As you all start rooting through the chest, getting your stuff out, you watch as Alaric stands and he exits through the way he went before. He doesn't look back. He just opens, walks, and it closes
I
behind.
assume we've got like sort of like satchel packs and stuff.
Yeah, you've got your adventurers
generally.
packs, Dungeoneers packs, wherever you chose. Yeah.
So I'm going to pop me tabard in there, and I'm going to place, because like the symbol of Millie would be on the chest, and I'm going to put it on the floor. Look at it for like a few, like 5-10 seconds on the plate-in, and then just bring my my hammer down on it. Basically, to damage the symbol, to make it look a little bit like I'm not, just to damage it, so it looks like it's not really there. So people would have to like really look to see that it's a symbol of Millie.
Okay. So yeah, you do that, and you get the desired effect. As you bring your hammer down,
Warhammer. So I was assuming to have a spiked end and a hammer end.
as you
So I want to puncture it. Yeah.
As you bring your hammer down and it sort of punctures through the symbol on your armor, you feel this sort of warm breeze across your face, and for just for a second, you feel like you're stood in the forest at home. You smell like the smell of spring, all the flowers blooming in the grove. And then almost like a heavy weight on your shoulders. And just for a second, you feel paralyzed, like you can't move. Like something is pushing you down. And then it releases.
Was that wise?
No.
I don't pretend to know much about the god magics, but I do know they
This is
don't
god magics.
kindly.
God, the magic.
God's magic.
But I do know they don't take kindly to
Jack.
desecration.
I hold up my
Just
harmonica.
scary.
I've still got I've still got this. I've still got my one of the. I show it's got a lily on it. I'll back of my pocket. Right, we need to be as incognito.
I was thinking just putting like maybe rags or something, not destroying.
Yeah, that probably would have been a better idea.
Jacqueline is just staring at the broken image, and really can't look at Rin, so very quickly gets his stuff together, and then just stands by the door, and is kind of is
I mean, I start donning the armor.
As you all gather your things and you're ready to leave, Rin, as you don your armor and you sort of pick up your warhammer and you put your satchels and stuff on, you get ready to leave. You take a few steps towards the door and you feel light. You feel almost empty. Like something's missing. Just for a second.
As we're walking, I keep on sort of, when you keep on checking that your wallet's there.
Mm-hmm.
I keep on doing that with the harmonica.
And you're checking, and you've got all your things, but you can't shake this feeling.
And I look down at the hole just made the pipe.
You look down at what, sorry?
The hole that I've just made in the armor. Regretfully.
You look down as you also, are you all starting to make your way out now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Luna's got her head down, holding her book to her chest as she's walking out.
So you make your way into the same sort of tunnel that brought you here, sort of damp and wet. You're walking for a while, and Rin, as you're walking, you're thinking and you're looking down at your armor, and
I'm like, stupid.
But that feeling persists. And at first you think, am I hungry? Maybe I'm a bit unwell.
Can I roll something?
Sorry?
Can I roll? I can't. Just figure out this feeling.
Yeah.
It's nothing. That's challenge based. Okay, 16.
So you're walking and you're trying to figure this out, what this feeling is. Am I unwell? What? Have I lost something? What cantrips have you got?
Guidance, mending, sacred flame, and word of radiance.
Okay, pick one.
Cool.
Sacred flame.
As you're walking along, you sort of hold out your palm as you normally would, and you sort of go to click to try and you almost feel the surge that you would normally feel when you cast, but for some reason when it comes to your hands, it fizzles. And you try and the same happens again.
In that same way, when I just cast Sacred Flame there, did I cast Mending in the hole that I created? No.
You want to try and cast Mending?
Yeah.
So you put your hand over at the puncture in the armor. You go to cast Mending, and you feel it, but it's weak.
Working, but it's weak.
You feel this surge, like every time you use your magic, it's almost like it comes from like an outward force in and sort of channels through you. It's not innate. It's not like when Wraith casts a spell and it comes from within him. It's like you're waiting for an answer, and it just doesn't seem to be coming.
I'm keeping this all in eternalized as well, and I'm just panicking right now.
So you all make your way. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, I am walking slightly ahead of the group. I am praying, but none of it is really, really making sense. It's all very frantic phrases that I'm kind of saying in my head. And I'm apologizing for Rin, and I'm hoping that he'll still have protection, and it's like this plan is trying to formulate in how he can damage control what's just happened.
Okay, so as you're walking and you're in your head, you're frantically going through all of this.
He also does have some tears.
You just witnessed what Rin has done. You feel the same. You feel this warm breeze and sort of the smell of the cherry blossoms at home and all the flowers coming out in spring. And for a moment, you get this real sense of like homesickness and nostalgia, which makes you a bit more emotional. It doesn't go. It sort of stays with you whilst you're praying. And it's almost like a whisper on this breeze. And you don't hear a voice, but you understand what's being said. And all you get from it is help him.
And I kind of just wipe away the slight tears, bow my head and keep praying, but also then sort of like straighten up my back and gesture for everyone to hurry up.
So you don't walk long, and the tunnel, it sort of dips, and we just go up and down, and eventually you come to what looks like a sewer exit. There is a grate, and beyond that you can see the river. The grate is unlocked. You open it with ease and you step out underneath the Sleeping Dragon Bridge into the fresh air and the beaming sun of the city.
You realise...
break. Go on.
Yes.
Yeah. You realise we are all going to have to find some way to make...
That's that last bit.
Yeah.
So you realise we're all going to have to find some way to make money.
Is that my Monica?
When we went through the chest, Damien, when we went through the chest, the money that Lyra gave us to go shopping, was that still in there?
Nope.
I think so.
Rotten bollocks. Bastards, they had no idea where that came from.
Yes, he fucking
Oh, they
does.
knew where that came
Oh,
from.
bastards, they had
He
no
does
idea.
not.
How does he
He
not
does
know?
not.
He
That-
works for the
that- well,
Blades.
Well, we all had jobs. It could have been our money.
You would almost
saving.
argue he is
all of your personal
Coupon
money.
clipping.
All of your personal money is still accounted for and was present. And the money that Lyra
Wanker.
gave you was not there. Right. Shall we take a quick break? Make a drink?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're back. So,
Back in the
as you all exit, hang on.
There's a bit of smoke in the tunnel. Bit of dust.
Yeah, and Dora's struggling.
My coffee went on the wrong hole.
As you all exit the tunnel, you find yourselves underneath the Sleeping Dragon Bridge. By this point, it's around midday. What do you guys want to do? Where are you going? What's your plan?
Is it quite busy?
Not under the bridge, no.
But like above us. Thank you, Captain Obvious. That was Jen asking, not Magda.
You can hear like the city. If it's daytime, the city is always busy.
Is under the bridge fairly well enclosed? Like, could we stay under there and not be spotted?
From where you are, there are a few people sort of milling around on the bank, like about 100 feet away from you. There's like a couple having a picnic on the bank of the river, and there's the water taxis going underneath the Sleeping Dragon Bridge.
Oh yeah, no, was there like a trap door that we climbed up, or was it?
No, it's like
within the bridge itself.
It was like it was made to look like a sewer entrance, like a sewer exit. So it's like a big round sort of tunnel with a grate. Are you guys on the city map? Yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah.
So you've come out underneath here. So there's there's the river taxis flying by on the river. You can hear sounds of people and traders on the bridge above you and stuff like that. Like, it is busy. You can probably hang out under here for a while and not garner any suspicion.
And where is the inn we're going to?
Luna,
it is.
you seem to know where we're going.
Yeah, I'm just remembering my brain. Like, I'm just mapping out in my brain. Just watching.
Number 26.
Yeah, it's slightly north and across. It would be fine.
It's like as far away as where we are as possible.
But you wanted to go to the board. That's a bit further up either way.
Well, could we?
Yeah, I don't really know.
Did we get our scabby cloaks back that we were wearing when we?
Yeah.
Did
so anything you had on you,
Yeah.
you now have back, minus the money that Lyra gave you.
So we could put our manky cloaks on.
We could put our manky cloaks on. We could get a water taxi.
He
need
did.
to be a little careful with money, though.
Alaria
Indeed.
and Neverwinter did
Can
also
we?
make it very clear that the city guard would not be hunting you.
Yeah.
But
We could get a water taxi to the other side of town, just this one trip to get us closer to the place that we want to be.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
there's one thing we could do is get supplies, like get things to cover up your symbols a bit more and
And some food.
food, stuff like that, just so that when we get to the place, we don't leave for a second or two, you know?
Can we do that on the way?
There won't be any shops on
Is
the
there
way
place-
there, is there? Not like that, anyway.
What are you looking for?
There's
Just-
like a shitty
General
clothes
store.
shop, or like
I mean, there are
Thrift.
stalls like, yeah, there are stalls and merchants and little random shops all throughout the city where you could find these things quite easily.
well, we keep our heads down. We go past, grab some food on the way, and some extra clothes so we can disguise ourselves a bit more. We have to keep the illusion that we are on the run.
Yeah. So scenic route to the inn, picking up supplies on the way.
Oh, pardon me.
I think someone's here. We've got to go. Give them coffee.
Okay, so which way are we going to go? Are we going to go through this side of town? Or are we crossing the bank and going the other side?
Cross the
Cross
bridge
over
and
and go
start
on the
walking. Yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to be stuck on the wrong side of the river.
Hoods down.
Hey,
I think we
Benny.
should do this.
I was thinking it.
Fucked up.
That's, I think, the route we should take.
Demo, what side do I normally pick up my notes from? Is it the one we're on now or the other side?
It is normally this side, but
Hmm.
it's the next bridge over.
Yeah. I was saying which side of the bank, I mean. No, you said
This
Sleeping Dragon.
side. Was it sleep? Is that what I said? I
Yeah.
can't remember.
No,
It's been
it's what you
ages.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's this one.
Okay, cool. I thought I was right.
In fact, it's almost right behind you.
Fantastic. Just making sure.
It's the same sewer. It's the same sewer entrance and everything.
Yeah, I think we should get up onto the bridge and start making our way. We'll try and keep our distance from people, act like we are on the run and trying to hide who we are. Agreed?
Well,
or
we all better put our cloaks back on.
yeah.
I'm going to pull mine on, put the hood up, resist cleaning it.
So you following that path, yeah?
Yeah, with pit stops for, like, I don't know, other plain clothing, like loose plain clothing.
So I'd say on the way, it's easy enough to find somewhere. So what are you looking for? Just
Just
give me an
ragged
idea.
clothes.
No,
I want some sort of ragged top like tunic that I can just pull over the armor.
So you've all basically already got this stuff from when Luna went to the church. No, so somebody
Nope,
went and
that
found
was you
ragged.
in a different campaign.
That was shit.
No, there was
Never
lost and
mind.
found.
So
Lost
what-
and found
so
box
what's
in the
the found?
border.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So
No,
what
wait,
happened in that
no.
campaign? We want to do that.
So, yeah, no, you all went through the lost and found, and you have like ragged cloaks and stuff that cover your armor and stuff already.
Yeah, but I want something that goes actually like over the armor, well,
Like a
so that I don't
tunic.
have to wear the cloak all the time.
Okay. So yeah, you quite easily find like a random peddler or a little store along the way. It's probably going to cost you in the region of like 6 copper to sort all
Yeah.
yourselves out in like ragged tunics and cloaks and stuff like that. So whoever wants to give
Cool.
that up, take it out your monies.
Just before we leave that
Um,
bank, I was going to be the last one to leave up, and I'll just wait for everyone to kind of start heading up. I'm just going to check my little hidey hole, see if anything's been put in.
Okay. Do you want to roll me a stealth if you're
Yeah.
trying to do it sneaky?
I will roll with my blood
Sneaky,
dice.
sneaky.
Oh, you've been awful to me. It's a 10.
So as you all start to leave, you notice that like Luna is sort of hanging back, trying not to be noticed.
I'm going to turn around and be like, hurry up.
Yeah, alright, I've got something on my foot. Right there.
We'll sort it out. Come
I'm
on.
trying to, but you're staring at me. It makes me uncomfortable.
What? What? Do you
Stop
want a
looking
hand?
at me.
I'm going to do an
No,
inside check.
staring through.
For fuck's sake.
I'm going to do an inside check. That's a weird thing.
I don't wear shoes. Why would you be mean?
What
I've
could
got
you
something in my
possibly mean?
Insight versus
Yeah.
persuasion. Well,
Persuasion?
no deception. You're
Oh,
no, you're straight
I
up
mean-
lying.
It's an
Thank
18
you.
plus 1.
16.
What did you get?
18 plus 1. 19.
So 19. So yeah, she's clearly bullshitting.
Just give me a
Why are
minute.
you...
Please.
And you hear from the distance, like, are we going or what?
Yeah, we're going. And I kind of like glare slightly and then just turn my back.
I'll do it back.
I'm gonna pat Jacqueline on the shoulder with my cloth, and as I like to sort of like start dusting him off a little bit, I'm like, Jacqueline, just give her privacy. Come on.
There's something up.
We've all got our things, up or down, or left or right. And when I say left or right, I point in the wrong direction.
I look over at Rin and I'm like, oh yeah, we certainly do.
I don't want to talk about your brother. He was very mean to me.
I give him shitty eyes.
Do I find anything?
I give you the cloth to clean your shitty eyes.
Yeah, so you, as everyone else goes off, like, talking away to each other up the bank to join the bridge, you go to have a look and there's nothing in there.
Cool. As I'm heading up the bank, I'm just going to check in the back of my book. Is the previous note still there?
Yeah.
Cool. Make sure. Cool.
Do you want to roll me an investigation?
Any particular reason, or do I just want to? I'm worried now. Disadvantages. Shit. 10. Put those away. Yeah.
I mean, you're not sure. A lot's happened the last few days, but you're not entirely sure. But you're sure you put it right in the back of the book. But when you open your book to check, it's like shoved in the middle.
Okay. And I just put my book away and head up and catch up with everyone else.
Cool. So you head across the Sleeping Dragon Bridge. I'll say there's lots of traders on the Sleeping Dragon Bridge, so this is where you'll pick up your tunics and cloaks, whatever you want. And then you start to make your way towards the inn. As you're walking, you pass straight by Castle Never. You see like the gates all locked up, the place abandoned, and this, just as you've always seen, just this weird, eerie mist that seems to linger over Castle Never. And like as you are walking past, and you can see it in other people's faces as well, there's just a sense of unease whenever you're close to this place. You carry on walking, you make your way through the Black Lake district, passing closely by, and you sort of see it in the distance on the corner, you see the House of 1,000 Faces. Ren and Jacqueline, as you're passing by, you carry on. It takes you like a good hour or so just walking through the streets. Nobody really pays you. Go on.
I'd like to grab Jacqueline at some point in this walk and take him to the back of the group, and basically go like as I'm touching the hole in my armor, I think I've fucked up. I keep on pointing. It's like it was just meant to be like for disguising. But and I try and cast Sacred Flame.
So the same thing, there's sort of like a bit of a flicker from your fingers, and it just fizzles out again, like the end of a sparkler.
You can see that, like, Jacqueline winces when you say it was just to do this.
Yeah. It was to try and protect us. Right. We've got to be in disguise, right? And that's I did before I fought.
He puts his hand on your shoulder and says, "But you didn't believe before."
Well, I know. I mean, it's not that I don't believe. It's
so, and he puts his
questioning.
He puts his hand over the puncture wound that you've made. He says, "So, I will have to protect us until you believe again."
It's always you protecting me, isn't it?
No, we protect each other. but let me help you.
Cool shit.
Hmm?
Oh, I said it's all shit.
And he gestures for us to just keep up.
Yeah, then you make your way out of the Black Lake district. As you head sort of into the river district and you start making your way through, it's still, the first thing that hits you is the sort of smell of old smoke. Like there's still that smell lingering in the air as you're walking through.
Side-eye to Luna.
Baton Island.
We did want to get some food on the way as well, just some supplies.
Yeah, what are you looking for? Just like rations and stuff like that?
Yeah, basically.
Stuff that will last.
Stuff that I was about to say, like sustainables.
I'd say, yeah, so same thing as the clothes. There's plenty of peddlers and little shops and random little places where you can easily pick all this stuff up from. I mean, how much are you looking for? How long? Like a week's worth?
Good start.
Yeah,
So,
at least
yeah,
a week.
for all of you, it's going to be a couple of silver pieces just to pick up all the supplies you need to either have food or make food.
I'll get that.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you make your way through the river district, and eventually, after about an hour and a half, a little longer with all this, I'd say probably roughly about 2 hours with the little stops. No one really pays any attention to you. Everyone's busting around doing their own things. There's plenty of other people in like cloaks and tunics, and especially in this part of town, you tend to blend in a bit more the rougher you look.
I was going to say, as we're walking, if we do pass any like guards or anything, Luna's going to make a conscious effort to like pull her hood down a bit more as she's walking by them.
You pass station guards, you pass patrolling guards, and not one of them.
No,
even
yeah, but she's
an
acting.
eyelid at you.
Yeah, she's acting out like as if like, no, we are hiding.
Okay.
Just in case anyone else is watching.
No, it's not a bad shout actually.
Okay. You make your way, and as you come out the other side, sort of towards the wall end of the river district, you see the fallen tower in front of you now as you make your way across, and you see it's a haphazard structure, but like you guys have been here for 10 years and it has stood and nothing's ever happened. You never heard anything of this place. You see this like the innards, almost like the innards of this structure, this old sort of decrepit tower, but then it's just added onto with almost like these shanty-style wooden structures coming off all sides of it, all leading down to one main entrance of this place. And like when you look, you're like, oh god, and then you get closer and you realise how it's constructed. It shouldn't be standing. Like there are rooms sort of hanging on like one beam coming out of the tower, and it looks like this place is like ready to fall at a moment's notice, but it never has. As you make your way up to it and you get ready to enter, I reckon we'll leave it there.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Everyone's happy?
Am I? Thank you.
Oh, more.
Thank you.
Oh, I want more.
I want more.
I want more.